to the $100 MBA Show, and today is a Q&A Weekends episode where we answer your question right here on the show. If you have a question you want to ask, just email us at contact@100mba.net, or you can send me a tweet on Twitter. My handle is BizRepublic, B-I-Z Republic. As always, I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. We got plenty of free goodies for you to pick up over there at 100mba.net. We have a free course. We got a whole bunch of free guides. Please help yourself to those. In today's Q&A episode, we have a question from Jay. And Jay asks, what challenges do you face when practicing what you preach? Oh, this is a tough one, Jay, but I'm going to give you my honest answer and hopefully shed some light on this topic. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by SaneBox. Be honest, how many times have you spent the day in email feeling productive, only to realize later you haven't really accomplished anything? I know I have. In fact, today's average professional spends nearly 30% of working hours in email. That's why I'm excited today to tell you about SaneBox. It works in your email to make sure you see only the emails that are important right now. I've tried all sorts of email management tools. This one is one of the best, and it saves me hours every week. If you're ready for email sanity, head on over to sanebox.com/100MBA to try SaneBox for free. After that, our friends at SaneBox have offered $100 MBA listeners $25 off a membership. The deepest discount you'll find anywhere. Again, that's sanebox.com/100MBA. So Jay asks, what challenges do you face practicing what you preach? And this is something that we all face, Jay. I can especially relate to that because I preach or teach every single day on the $100 MBA Show. We write blog posts, we do lessons, we have courses, I do webinars, I speak on stage or live at conferences. So I am conveying a message in some fashion constantly. And let me just tell you right off the bat, to put you at ease, it's almost impossible to be practicing what you preach or practicing what you convey or what you teach or what you tell other people at all times. There are going to be times where you're not going to be able to do it because of circumstances, because of an emergency, because something else could be more important at that moment. For example, I constantly talk about being consistent. Consistency is so powerful. Whatever it is, if you're creating a blog, a business, a website, a podcast, a video show, the power of momentum is incredible. But there are times where I am not consistent because I'm on vacation or something comes up or I need to do something else. But as long as you're practicing what you preach most of the time, the vast majority of the time, 80% of the time, you should be good to go. Nobody is perfect. What you need to worry about is if you never practice what you preach, if you never do the things that you talk about, that would obviously make somebody a hypocrite. And one of the things that people can't stand the most is hypocrisy. So as long as you're doing it as much as you can, as consistently as you can, as often as you can, most of the time, you'll be okay. And you have to remember, if you do a lot of teaching, if you do a lot of speaking, this is not level ground. What I mean by that is if you do 3 times as much speaking or teaching as somebody else, the likelihood of you not practicing what you preach is higher because you do so much teaching. That's not a pass. But what I'm saying is that perfection is a lot harder for that person than somebody who maybe does a lot less teaching. So if you slip up sometimes, don't worry about it too much. Just get back on track and keep going. Keep moving forward. And if it's a public thing, if for some reason it's publicized that you're not practicing what you're preaching, just get in front of it and say, hey, I messed up this time, or I didn't do this time, or I learned from this mistake. I usually do it, and the one time I didn't do it, this is what happened to me. It's okay. People love transparency. People love honesty. People can forgive when people are honest and transparent. I mean, look at Bill Clinton, for crying out loud. People really didn't care about the whole situation with Monica Lewinsky. They really cared about the fact that he wasn't transparent. And even when he did get in front of it and said, actually, I lied, I did have a relationship with this woman, people were like, oh man, I can't believe he lied to us. But they're like, well, at least he told us. Like they're okay with the fact that he was honest. So honesty is always the best policy, even when it doesn't put you in the best light. But people will respect you for it. But hopefully you'll never be in that situation where you're caught out, where you're not practicing, where you're preaching, and you're always going to get people that are pointing fingers. The point is that do your best to be authentic and to be consistent as much as possible. No one is without fault and no one is without a slip up. The point is that what do you do when you slip up? Just keep moving forward. I got more on today's topic, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, Vistaprint. When you're creating your business card, you got to make sure it stands out, it's unique, it's noticeable. We actually have a lesson on the $100 MBA show about this topic. And one of the easiest ways to create a great looking business card is with Vistaprint.com. You can customize text, colors, the backside of your card. You can upload your logo. You could do whatever you want to make your card pop. And Vistaprint has high quality cards. You can upgrade to a thicker stock or add a brilliant finish. Vistaprint makes it easy to do it all. In fact, Nicole and I use Vistaprint for all our business cards. Summertime is conference time, so make sure you have your business cards with you and make sure they look great. And best of all, Vistaprint is giving you guys, the listeners of the $100 MBA show, an amazing deal. If you use coupon code MBA at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. That's up to 50% in savings. It's an amazing deal. They got tons of layouts and design options, or you can customize yours exactly the way you want it. Best of all, the quality is great and they ship it straight to your door. So to get your 500 custom business cards for $9.99, just visit Vistaprint.com, create and design your custom business cards, enter code MBA at checkout, and you're all set. That's code MBA at Vistaprint.com. So to wrap up today's Q&A question and answer, practicing what you preach is important. You have to make a conscious effort to do the things that you say. And if you're finding it difficult, stop saying them. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm kind of serious. Maybe you should preach a little less until you have whatever you're about to say down to a science, down to a regular practice in your life. As long as you're doing it most of the time, you're in good shape. All right, Jay, I hope that helped, and I hope that helped everybody who's listening. Again, guys, if you have a question, just email us at contact@100mba.net. We would also love to hear from you through an iTunes rating and review. What's your favorite episode of the $100 MBA show? And we're actually reaching our 1-year anniversary. The $100 MBA show is going to be a year old on August 11th. So we'll definitely do something fun on that episode coming up on Thursday. All right, listeners, I want to leave you with this. If you're somebody like Jay asking a question about practicing what you're preaching and just being authentic and being real, then know the fact that you're concerned about it is a good sign. The fact that you're asking a question like this means that you really want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And just being conscious of that is something to be proud of. It means that you're thinking about your business and yourself as an entrepreneur on a deeper level. So good on you, Jay, and good on anybody else who's thinking the same thing. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then. Take care.